Well, hello. Welcome. Hello. Welcome to our home. I've never done this before. Never done this before. So I don't know how it works really, but I'll give it a try. Um, I've been working on this project called Weaving the Fabric of Our Community since March 10th. Well, actually, it began before that because I had to order some things to create it, and I made a few things like a journal. Oh, can you see it? I'm not real good at this. And a few other things to add to the project before I started. But I wanted to share with you a little bit about what's been going on. If you have any questions, um, hopefully I'll get to see what your questions are. Is anybody on? I can't really tell. So this is my loom that I've been working on right over here. Uh, it's in the window of our living room. And when I'm at the loom, I'm creating some woven pieces. This is the beginning of the next um, totem or banner that I'm doing. And it's created from all this stuff that I have in baskets and on the floor that people have given me. Items from their life, items that some of them have very deep stories connected to them. I have 3 banners that I created during the first week of my residency at Sulphur Studios, and they're hanging in the window there. And I was able to hang them before I went on social, what do you call it, isolation, so that we could stay away from the virus and keep people away from the virus. Anyway, the first couple that I made are over here hanging on. No, these are actually not the first couple. These are 4 and 5 that I have hanging on the wall in our dining room. Hopefully you can see it. This was the first one that I made at my homebound residency. And you can see at the bottom, when I started with some of the black. This is warp. That's what's stretched on the loom. Now it's white on the loom. And this is a stethoscope. Stethoscope came from my daughter-in-law, who's a nurse at Miriam Hospital in Providence, and her staff in Unit 4B donated this pink stethoscope for me to put representing their community. So it's not only our community here in Savannah, but community has a more far-reaching idea. It goes beyond our community. The second part here has some fabric. It was muslin fabric that came from a project that I was working with a group of women here in Savannah called 25 Million Stitches to become build awareness about the refugee issue. I did skip that first part. That's some old coverlet fabric that I wove, interspersed with some of my friend Linda's scarf that she had when she began to lose her hair in cancer treatment. So a lot of weighty stories in this. This fabric here is actually from the strap that my husband gave me from a lifeguard sailing tube. He's a part-time lifeguard. This thing here was something that my friend Oksana found on a walk. My friend Angela, who is part of the Geechee Sailing Club that we were actually members of for several years, donated a t-shirt from their St. Patrick's Regatta. And this strip here, it's hard to see because when you weave it, pulls it right in, said that the 2018 regatta was in memory of our dear friend Chick Meyer, who passed away. It moves up. This is a strand of beads that my friend Doris gave me. Beads interspersed with some fabric that, again, Linda's fabric from her cancer treatment, and some more of the the strap that my husband had. This is fabric that another person gave me that she had made a dress out of. Some woman's bathing suit fabric here. And these are 2 bamboo poles that friend Teresa gave me. Moving up, some more bathing suit material. The red yarn was given to me by a dear friend who passed away, Mary Kelly. She always wove in very bright colors, so I think of her with that. Another person gave me some striped shorts that when you cut it into strips, it kind of makes these wonky patterns. This was fun. One of our Savannah Newcomers Club members gave me some cotton. It's actually a bowl of cotton. So I wove in the raw cotton. This is the bowl and the stem, and then I wrapped some of the cotton around it. It kind of looks like a flower. Above that is some more of Doris's beads woven in my kind of signature square. Some more of Charlene's nurse's stethoscope, the tubes from it. This also was the bathing suit and some other things. This is a shell from Tybee. Up here is kind of fun. This is horsehair from my dear friend Joyce's horse's tail, and some baler twine. And above that, Oksana gave me this wonderful oyster shell that had another shell embedded. At the very top, there are some straps from goggles, some more of my signature squares, the laces from my husband's swimsuit, and some of that t-shirt fabric. So that kind of made up that first one that I did. And as you can tell, I mean, it's just full of stories, and it's such an honor to be able to weave them. The second one I finished started with it's hard to see, isn't it? Some palm fronds, and in here there's some of that strap. This is fun. This is the baseball insides. See if I can get up. I'm not good at this. Baseball, the insides of a baseball. Who knew? I used the outsides above and in a former one that's in the windows at Sulphur Studios. Here's a St. Patrick's crazy tie that someone gave me. And here is a beautiful image of a Zimbabwe woman. Again, my daughter-in-law, who is a nurse on the front lines of this COVID vaccine, or not vaccine, we don't have that, virus at Miriam Hospital in Providence, Rhode Island, was a missionary working with AIDS patients in Zimbabwe. And now she is mentoring a student from Zimbabwe. And this is an image of a Zimbabwean woman. above it, in honor again of Charlene, is a mask, a face mask, not the kind she needs, but a face mask. This is some fabric from a baby blanket that Susan gave me. And up here, the word guard, and the image here of a lifeguard came from that lifeguard saving tube that my husband gave me. This is some of that swimsuit fabric. And this is the outside of the baseball. Richard, a friend who has moved to Michigan, sent me 2 signed sand net baseballs to do with what I wanted. So I took them apart, and this is the cover. I thought I was only going to use the cover, but as you saw at the bottom, I wove in the insides, which kind of remind me of those images of the virus that we see all over now. Oh, moving on. Some more St. Patrick's beads, and Oksana gave me a sticker from First Fridays that happened in Sulphur, or around Sulphur Studios in Starland. And you can see here, that's the ear parts of the stethoscope above Spanish moss and palm fronds. In order to stabilize it, I wove inside, and I put a little heart pin that Oksana had given me that she found. Above are some goggles and the goggle straps. The other part of the baseball, this time divided horizontally. Swimsuit, some of Kate's fabric that she's using for her potholder weavings. Some more of the Spanish moss and these prickly seed pods, I'm not sure what they call. Again, some of the St. Patrick's beads. More from that swim tube. Keys over my squares, and something Oksana found. And Kate designed this way back when we were all writing postcards in protest. And then at the top, Oksana gave me this very prickly branch that was doing real well until my husband went to move this for me and pricked himself. But we're trying to keep it so it doesn't bother anybody. Let's see. Anybody have any questions? If you do, type them. I think I can probably see them. So we're working on a white warp now, as you can see. There's lots of warp on the back of the loom. The warp is wound around this part here. So I have enough for 3 banners, and I'm now calling them totems because they tell stories like totem poles do. Here's that last one that I did, starting with some of my husband's swimsuit fabric, this blue that's down here. Whoops, let's see if I can get it there. And some oyster shells, some fabric from Kathy that she dyed with indigo herself. My neighbors downstairs gave me this Publix ribbon and also this wonderful garland from St. Patrick's Day here in Savannah. Some of that Spanish moss moved up to some more of the t-shirt fabric. And then these are from my dear friend Linda, scarf that she wore during cancer treatment. I wove those in and more up here. Susan, another friend who worked on the 25 Million Stitches project with me, talked with a man that she met, and he had, I think she said he had seen my project in the window at Sulphur Studios, and he gave her some coated wire from his shop, an air conditioning shop. This is some of the fabric from a coverlet that I took the top off because it was worn, that I wove, almost 45 years ago when I first started weaving. Some more of Mary Kelly's bright red yarn interspersed with a t-shirt fabric from Kate. I received a packet full of wonderful fabric from a woman I met briefly through my friend Ann Noel. Her name is Sandy, and she's gone back home, and she sent me a package full of fabric, and this fabric was from her, and then the other was from my dear friend Mary Kelly's sister, Chris, that was from her family, a box of treasures from her family. Some more palm fronds, and a picture of the azaleas. I wish there was some way to preserve azaleas so that I could weave them in, but I couldn't figure out a way. So I printed up Paula, another 25 million stitchers photograph to weave in, and some more Publix. This is a twig from a live oak tree, and that was from Peggy. Some more fabric that came from Sandy, and some swimsuit fabric, more fabric. These are the ends of a pair of glasses. I think they came from Kate. Some more beads interspersed with some of Linda's scarf fabric that I've gotten to use a lot of. More fabric, more of those wonderful lays. And up at the top, what a challenge. This was a piece from a palm tree that Joyce gave me, and I thought, how in the world I'm going to do this? But it works fairly well, and I like that it was set off with some keys that Oksana gave me. So that's what I've done so far. I've been keeping busy. It's been a wonderful project to work on while I'm here at home. I'm going to call my husband and see if he'll hold the computer, and I'll show you how I weave some of this stuff in if you're interested. Doc, can you come hold the computer? So far what I've woven is a square of that fabric that Sandy sent me.
Have anybody called in?
Yeah, and this is a piece from aim it over in that corner. That's what's left of the lifeguard tube. I've been cutting into it and doing different things with it. These are some of the swimsuits and part of that lifeguard tube that I had. This is another swimsuit, so I have the red and the blue. This is that green t-shirt fabric that Kate gave me, and the baby blanket. So you can see I'm taking these things and I'm deconstructing them. This is what I have left of Linda's wonderful scarf, and fabric and all kinds of goodies down here. So let's show you how I weave. This is a shuttle, and the shuttle has yarn in it.
Is it on the loop?
Yeah.
Okay, because I can't see it.
Yeah, you're good. And then what I do is I push my feet down. I don't know if you can see them. On treadles. These are foot pedals. And when I push my feet down, it causes these things called harnesses to lift up. And each of the harnesses, I have threaded the warp yarn through a combination, a pattern. And I am a freestyle weaver, so it was a freestyle kind of pattern. So right now, everything I threaded through one and 3 are up, so it makes part of a tabby. So I'll weave through it, change my feet to 2 and 4, so everything threaded on 2 and 4 is now up and the rest is down, and I can pull it into place. Okay, so then I have to weave that, change it again to 1 and 3 to lock it in, and then pull it down. Now, if I want to do a stripe, say I want to do a stripe of this fabric that Kathy gave me. All right, so what I've been doing is I've been folding it. You're doing your best. My hubby's doing a great job here.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. All right, so here's a strip of fabric. So I can put it in that opening, wrap it around the side. I'm going to put it under there. That side one, okay. Change the shed, squeeze it down, and then I can weave this part in. Doesn't go all the way across, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some more. And sometimes I'll cut a couple strips at a time, so I'm not stopping all the time to do this, but just to show you guys how it's done. All right, I put this in here. Okay, change the shed again. Put this in. And I'm going to end it, so I'm going to wrap it around. All right. And I'm going to weave a couple rows of what's called tabby. It's 1 and 3, and 2 and 4. 1 and 3, and 2 and 4. Okay. So I think what would be fun is to show you how I do that's a plain weave, or what's called tabby. But with some of Mary's yarn, I'll do a twill. So a twill is 1 and 2. I'll wrap it around, stick it through. 2 and 3. 3 and 4. And then 1 and 4. And you can see how different it looks here than here. I'm getting a diagonal line. 1 and 2. 2 and 3. 3 and 4. 1 and 4. Now I'm going to go backwards. 2 and 3, and you'll see how the twill reverses. So it's fun. Three and 4, 2 and 3. See what's happening? All right, a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to end that. And I think what I'm going to do is I have it stripped somewhere. Oh, here it is. From that same guy that gave Susan a wrapped piece of metal from his company. His company was Care. And so I cut parts of it up. Hope he doesn't mind. But I'll weave the Savannah part right in here. And in order for it to stay in, all I have to do is then change the thread. Whoops. Forgot I ended it there. Start it up again. Three. Your arm getting tired, hon?
No, I'm resting it on the loom. Can they see?
I think they can. Well, where am I? Okay. 1, 4. 1, 2. I want to go over that. 2 and 3. Do you have that diagonals coming up again? 1 and 4. 1 and 2. 2 and 3. So I'm changing my feet so it's pulling up these different threads. And we'll reverse it. See how it's coming back. Okay. So again, I'll end it. Cut it off. Doing good. All right. Now I have to wind it forward because I don't have much to weave, right? So I go to the back, release the break in the back, wind it forward, and then I take this and I wind that forward. Tightening it up. And then I'm good to go again. This time, I'll use some black. And we'll do tabby for a little bit. 1 and 3. 2 and 4. 1 and 3. 2 and 4. Now, weave in something. There's some more of that fabric that came off the swimming tube. And I'll just cut a strip off here. I'm going to cut here. Okay. This is kind of fun strip because it has some of the stitching. And I'll put that in here like that. And then wrap it around here. And how about a palm frond? Kind of fun to put in every now and then. So I just put it in. Whoops, that was in the same shed. I want a different shed. Okay. And I just weave it in, and then I can use the black to hold it down. All right, just a couple rows. And then I think you've probably had enough of my husband's nodding his head. He's my biggest supporter. He really is. He was the first one to give me something to weave into the project. So I'm not complaining, and he's standing there holding stuff, so he's a good egg. Anyhow, thank you for joining me. I'll end it now. It's 6:30. That worked out pretty much perfect. If you have any no volume, oh, that's cool. So I've been talking away with no volume. I don't know why, but that's all right. Anyway, thank you all for being here. It was good to share what I've been doing with you, and maybe I'll come back another time, but this is great. I appreciate your being here. Love you to bits. Stay healthy in the midst of all this, and make sure you stay at a distance from everybody. We love you to bits. Take care. Bye.